Why? How many times have me and you bought a muscle car and it had the wrong engine? Always had an engine past the car, past the build date of the car, you know, 2 or 3 years later. Why is this one early?
Good morning, welcome to Coffee Walk. We're going to kind of continue the genre of Pontiacs today. I got a lead from Thomas Weeks, who you guys have seen on the show before. He will usually call me and give me first shot when he comes up with something rare. He knows I love rare muscle cars. And he has a 1972 Trans Am, which is extremely rare because that was the strike year. And it has 2 or 3 of the rarest options you're going to get on that. You're going to have to wait and see when we get there. Now we're going to go back in the back and grab Alex. He's actually working on the 1969 GTO engine that we rescued out of Houston a while back. And oddly enough, our Pontiac WS6 Trans Am, the 2002 red car, one of the best examples in the world, we just listed today for sale, so we'll have a link to that. So let's continue on the Pontiac. Good morning.
Good morning.
That looks like a piece of jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
How's this coming?
Pretty good. Almost done.
So you asked me yesterday what we're doing for Coffee Walk. I told you I had 3 different things going on. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
We're actually going to go rescue another Pontiac.
Cool. What kind?
72 Trans Am.
Awesome. Just like Kevin's.
Yeah, there's 3 very rare options in this car. We're going to wait. The viewers are going to have to wait and see when we go hopefully buy it and pick it up. Now this is the numbers matching motor out of the Burgundy 69 GTO.
Right.
Alex is doing that car mechanically, and we're actually, the rest of the car is pretty much going to be Survivor style, right?
Yep.
The reason we have the Edelbrock carburetor on there, it's a little bit easier to break it in.
Yeah.
Quadrojets can be a little bit finicky. We have 2 of the correct numbers matching Quadrojets soaking. But you had Wells Racing build this motor, didn't you?
Right, and it's dyno.
They dynoed it too? Okay. So this is going to be a neat car. Well, the truck's running and we got to go.
Well, let's go.
All right. Guard dog. I want to come out and see what the easy money's doing today.
Oh, I was just blowing some grass out of here. How
are you?
I was going to go kick. You did get here on time.
Oh,
man.
I'm always on time.
Hang on, I was just cleaning this.
Especially when there's a deal to be had. You know that. You know me better than that.
Hey, you told me a long time ago, if there's a $100 bill on the ground, somebody's going to pick it up.
That's right.
Might as well be you.
That's right. I'll pick up a dime.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
find a penny here in a minute.
I'll throw you one out just to make it up. How about that? How about that car? Japanese import only, S code 390. Look at the gauges. See there.
What does the buck tag say?
I never found a buck tag on it. But I'll show you some weird numbers that I've never seen on a Mustang, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
You probably really, hey, you know what? You're really the king of Mustangs. So you and Nicolas Cage are probably the more about Mustangs than anybody on the planet. But let me show you
I'm starting
something.
to forget more than I can remember.
Okay, I don't see a buck tag on it, right? Now this car was bought, I know because I bought it from the Japanese guy that bought it new in Japan, okay? Now, when you get through peeking around, I want to show you something I don't know if you can explain to me. What is that? What is that, Denny? I've never seen that on a Mustang.
Haven't either.
And you can see it was highlighted in yellow, you know, like they wanted to make sure that it, you know, and M don't mean like 351 or nothing like that. Okay, let me tell you what it is. 390S code, factory air car. Of course, it doesn't have the question on it. Tilt and tilt away. AM, FM, and I'll show you. Now here's the one right here that I can't find a single person on the planet at all. Besides the number, there's one more. Okay, and you tell me if you've ever seen it. I've talked to some of the high-end Mustang guys that you've ever seen.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? All right. What is up with this? Full tilting seats. Full tilt. That knob right there tilts that seat all the way back. I've never seen that, and I had the seat out. It's a Mustang seat. It doesn't show up on the Marty report or nothing.
Do you have the Marty report for this?
Yes, I do, but I ain't got it in my hand right here. Look at this. I pull this right here. Pull that knob up right there, and that seat will fold all the way back. You ever seen that?
No.
Mustang?
I never have. I've only had.
I had a couple of friends of mine that even tried to find out what the was. You know, thought, well, maybe this, maybe that. Maybe since it was a Japanese import car, who knows? We're coming up with an assumption that maybe it's an option that never made it to production, or better yet, maybe it wasn't tested and deemed safe in America. You know, maybe it was
Right, because DOT.
Yeah, DOT that never had passed it, but they were thinking about it.
Could be an aftermarket kit too.
I promise you, it's not. If I took the seat out, you'd be like unbelievable. You know how Mustangs have the stud that goes down through the floor, not a bolt that comes up?
Mhm.
It's exactly the way them seats are made. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
It is a factory tilt-a-pop.
Yeah.
Remember, Alex? How
Yeah, two.
you gotta have two buttons.
Yeah, you'll always have two buttons right there, because it won't. When you click one, it opens and throws it up to the right on you.
So all the Shelby's got that.
Okay.
But very, very few cars that were non-Shelby got tilted.
Oh yeah, and then don't forget, it's also now it's it's a 390S code shaker car, which had to be ordered with a 390.
It's a
Okay,
neat
it's
car.
cool. I mean, it's pretty neat. Here's what happened. How I found it. Okay, the guy.
Oh, hang on. Let me see this.
Okay.
What's the DSO on it?
Okay. Well, that's another trick deal right there too.
But it's a 92 DSO code.
Yeah, and you know where 92 is?
If I had to guess, New Jersey. And what is it?
It's New York. You're correct. Okay,
Well,
it's
the
New
reason
York.
why I guess that's because the military and export cars came up there.
Come up there and then went from there on a boat all the way around the United States to Japan. I imagine is how it went down. Okay.
These cars, but they usually have an export something tag.
Well, what is that number up there?
That must be what that is, but I've never seen that before.
And you notice it's right here on the driver's side. Okay, where it'd be easy accessible. It's highlighted in yellow.
I've never seen that.
See the shock towers?
Yeah, big block shock towers.
Yeah. Okay, here's the story on it. The guy bought it new when he was in the military. Apparently, the way he had it figured out too, with some of his sources, which I don't trust or know any of them that he talked about, there was 5 or 6 of these Mustangs that went to Japan. We got a flat tire over here. I'm gonna take care of that. I don't like that. Look at the trim tag. What does it say?
Well, look at V. It is a Trans Am X code, so it is a 455.
No, look at the trim tag on the Norwood car. What does it say? What means what's 100% conclusive is Trans Am on that?
WS.
WS4, see it?
Yep, I see it.
WS4 and 72. This tire.
What's the build date on this car? Because
It's all it's real. That's what I was trying to tell you. Hold on.
and we've discussed this before. You and I have in the past how rare the 72s are.
Okay.
All
This
GM
one-
stuff because of the strike.
Okay, the strike didn't get rolling back until March. Okay, of 72.
Two.
Okay, you
Yes.
understand? Now this was. See, I just got.
Well, that's a February date, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I was showing
That's
you.
really weird.
See right here where it says 02D, it's
Yeah, I
the
saw that.
4th week of February.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
WS4, 4th week. Of course, you know 11's white. Okay.
Cameo white.
Yeah, and cameo white, and I think, what was it, Lucerne blue was the only 2 colors? Is
Yeah,
that
well,
right?
I mean, those Trans Am colors.
Yeah, well, wait, was it 71 or 2 that started with the blue as well? Because 69 there was all white, and I
And
believe
then the 70s, you had basically were 70 and a half is what most people call
Okay,
them.
is that what? Yeah, 70 and a half, like the Camaro, you know what I mean?
And they had the 12 bolts in the back,
Yes.
the 70 and a half.
That's correct. Yeah, all
And that was the only time they did that. I think
right,
70 and a half,
last
12 bolt
year
rear.
of the 12 bolt rear end. This sticker right here, it was about to come off. I have it, and it's in very legible condition. Okay, very legible.
It's such a drag to see a car like this get this far down on its knees.
Well, you know, here, Danny, when I walked up to it, you know what I thought? I thought, God, you gotta be kidding me. What happened to this car was, here's the story, okay? His brother came back from Vietnam, okay? And his buddy that he had, been through all the battles with, well, he got killed, okay? Well, you know that America, government doesn't send home exactly what happened. They just say, your son died, gave the ultimate sacrifice, his life for his country, and blah, 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 and they send you home a flag, and that's it. Okay, maybe they have the body to bring home, maybe they don't.
Right.
Now, so at the end, so what happened was his buddy got killed when he got deployed back to the States. Okay, he said, I want to take a bus and I'm going to go see my friend's parents in Alabama. Okay, now he wants to tell them exactly what happened besides just a cold letter that they got. Okay,
Sure.
he goes out there and took the bus, has his talk, have their cry, say their goodbyes to their family member and very close friend. He said, you know, I don't want to take a bus home. All right, so about 3 blocks down, there was a Pontiac dealership. So he walks down there thinking, well, I'll buy me something to get home. Well, when he walked in, okay, this car was actually being pulled onto the showroom floor. Okay, life took its toll. The car got set. Of course, the battery goes down first. That's always the first thing, you know, to go down is the battery, and then it's set. Now, that's where it's set. Literally.
So it's been sitting under a cedar tree since '84.
Yeah, and I even have a picture of that I'll forward you. That you won't believe it. You'll be like, I don't even see the car. It's that bad. You can only see the front corner of the headlight. What happened was it had 7 covers on this car. Every time a cover would go bad, he would just throw one over the top.
I was just going to ask. That's what kills it. That's if it didn't have covers on it, it'd be way better.
I know.
The covers kill them.
And he wouldn't take one off. It'd just get all ratty, and he'd just throw it on top of it. He thought he was doing it some good.
It didn't protect anything.
The rust on the car, it's not like in the frame areas. It's not like in the
So the bottom of the car is decent.
Crazy nice.
Okay.
I really, well, you're looking at the floors right there.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, do you remember that time me and you went and looked at a 71 Super Duty and even the A-pillars were rotted off and we passed on it? I mean, he wanted like $2,500 and me and you were like, give it $2,500 for that thing. A-pillars are gone.
Was it Super Duty Trans Am?
Yeah.
That was '73.
No, maybe it was an HO car.
Okay,
I think
it was an HO car. It's blue. I do remember.
That's right. Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was an HO car.
That's
blue.
right. That's right. Okay. Anyway, it was rotted off.
I remember
here.
that. It was terrible.
I know. But you know, okay, so what I'd like for you to look at is try to squeeze past what you're seeing superficially. Like, look at the dash up here.
Well, let's get to the meat of it, with the numbers.
Numbers.
The dash does look good. So,
okay,
is it a factory air car?
It's a factory air car.
Which
yes,
on Alex on a 455 4-speed car is crazy rare.
Well, they made 452. Am I right? 4-speed.
I know it's in the 400s.
Okay, it's 452 is what they made. Okay, of the 4-speed cars, they made 1,200 change, and it was 400 and something of them were 4-speed. The rest of them was automatics. Okay, and you normally find an automatic. That's what you usually find. Okay, now, so
because these cars were fast.
Right, so bad fast. And that's the first thing you did. You paid for it. You signed a ticket. And you pulled out, as soon as you pulled right out, you just annihilated it right there. Okay, you go down to the Pontiac house, the Chevrolet house back then, there were black marks coming right out of the. There was. I'm not just making that up.
We ran some of these cars really hard in high school.
So I don't know. I don't know how many exactly. Okay, were 4-speed air cars, but this is a 4-speed air car.
I know it's a low number.
Okay, you know,
15-inch wheels.
Well, that's something else I need to talk to you about.
Are they 15s or 14s?
No, they're both.
Okay.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. I don't want you to move. Let me just show you something. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I won't even take it apart, but I will tell you what these are. And they're KR code. They only use them in 1 year.
Right.
Okay,
Right. I knew they were the 1 year only wheel.
Okay. 1 year only wheel, and it's a 14 center on a 15 wheel. That's how they did it. And it's code KR. Of course, you know, I did my homework.
So for the guys that are out there restoring a car like this,
1,000 a wheel.
this is one of the most difficult wheels you could ever hope to find.
$1,000 a wheel.
Ever.
Yeah, $1,000 a wheel. It don't matter what condition.
Are they all four correct?
All four, 100% correct.
That's really neat.
I mean, it was born with. Now it doesn't have a spare, but I'm guessing that it probably had a space saver. Would be my guess. You know, you could have ordered a 5th full size.
That'd be unusual though.
Yeah, and there ain't much trunk anyway.
Right.
There's not much trunk anyway, so it probably had a space there. But guess what? The original jack, foot, and spare is all back there too. So we got that as well.
Okay.
Come here.
That's probably too rough for Survivor style, but
I think it's a little rough for that. Look in the areas where it always gets it through the frame.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to show you the good, but that is something to point out. Okay. You move all that. That's the license plate off right there. February right there.
That's really cool.
I'll let you right there. It's got a little hole over there on that side, right there.
So these are pre-75 plates, because remember when they started in Boston here, 75?
Well, that's supposed to stop driving in 74.
That's what that what's a pre-75
No,
plate?
84. I'm sorry, 84.
That's an old plate.
Okay. The got it here. but the frame rails is good. The inner structure is, you know, you can see the doors aren't sagging. If you look in here, then it's none of this. Even the stupid drop off, it's eat up here, but not back there.
Yes, the cover just killed it. All right, how about the motor? Is it the right motor?
Okay, what we are looking at here, me being an engine guy, I know what I'm looking at from the top to the bottom, okay? Now what I'm looking at here, okay, that's a factory aluminum intake. Those are the factory 197 round port heads, HO, you know, $6,000 set of heads, for real. I know, I recently had to buy a set, right? 4-bolt main, but what it is, okay, you see it says WC, that is a 71 HO motor, okay?
Yeah, this should be
WD.
WD.
or WM, right?
WD. Well, they show WM, but I think that was in something else.
That could be WD or WM.
WM. Now, but I do, okay, babe, I believe WD is correct in my number. Now, of course, you know where the VIN number is down here. All right, now this is where it gets funny on me. You get down there, and there's a VIN number on it, but you know how it's a partial VIN? Back up before the N, there's usually a 1, right? And then before that, there's one more letter that they add. Okay, like a 2 is what's on this one. Now, guess what? That would have been the next letter in line, you know, for the VIN number on the car, correct? Pontiac doesn't have an HO motor that comes in any car that has a 2 before it. The GTO, the Trans Am, or nothing. Why? So it would have been like blah, 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 2, you know, and that would have been Trans Am, okay? Blah, 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 2. Another way of putting it would have been like the GTO, okay? Now, that 2 is not on any, this is what I did my research on it, okay? And I'm 100% correct on this. The GTO doesn't come up with a 2, and neither of no other car has a 2 on it. But, okay, so let's say, oh, and by the way, that is 100% every bit of it. The electric flapper and everything's in that. That's the correct air cleaner. Okay. I mean, even the flapper. I took it up.
Dual snorkel with a flapper.
Yeah. Carburetor. Now these are 187s.
Is the carburetor right?
Carburetor is correct. I have a complete engine. Okay, that is a 72 service replacement block, SR.
Cool.
Okay, and it's within 20 feet of me and you standing here together. Okay, the engine is. It was built by a real famous engine guy by the name of Nunzi. Does anybody know who Nunzi is?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I don't think you do. I think you're just saying that.
No, he's in New York, right?
That's right. That's right.
No,
Brooklyn, New York.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He was the Smokey Unique of Pontiacs.
I know
okay.
he is.
That's good, man.
He's got some. He actually has some no-mile Super Duty cars.
I took mine out.
Right now.
Yeah,
I know who Nunzi is.
Okay. I have a Nunzi engine in here. Okay. And Nunzi, what he did was he bought the engine motors, never had a VIN number ever stamped on. It was a new block. And then see also a 1 year only head for this car is a 7F6 head. Okay.
Okay.
That motor in there has 7F6 heads on it. Plus the engine is date coded, okay, 73, which would be about the time you'd blow the motor up in this.
For a service replacement.
For a service replacement, and it's an SR block. I'll show it to you in a minute.
That's a pricey motor.
Well, you know,
I know it is.
But, you know, here's what's up, okay? All right, you know, I don't know if this motor came in this car because of the production date being so early. If this engine, you know, was already stamped and they pulled it, or it was destined for another car, I don't know, and nobody probably ever will know, okay? Why? How many times have me and you bought a muscle car and it had the wrong engine? Always had an engine past the car, past the build date of the car, you know, 2 or 3 years later. Why is this one early? With all the correct stuff, this is a complete 71 Trans Am engine. Intake manifold, aluminum intake, the round port heads, the 4-bolt main block, the armor steel crank. I mean, it's got everything for a 71. Oh, and it's even got the factory HEI, you know, the one for the early one.
Yep.
Okay, it's got the factory HEI in it too, and it's an air car.
Yeah, and you can see the AC stuff. How about the transmission? You check the
transmission is numbers matching, rock crusher, big output rock crusher.
All right.
Valuable transmission, really.
What gears are in the rear end, do you know?
I did check them. There are 373s in it, which was the optional gear.
Yeah, that's fast.
Not
a good gear for the highway, though.
No, 370, but with 15-inch tires, maybe. Okay, now
it's pretty tall.
373 HO 4-speed with air.
That's rare.
Yeah. Well,
very, very rare.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, anything 72 is rare.
Who the hell just take?
It's a neat car.
Take that compressor off, man. We don't need to stay cool. That's our way, man. It slows us down. No,
Dash is
no.
pretty good, Alex. Which these rust up here.
Yeah, they do.
Cow's not terrible. That's a crazy rare
I
car,
like,
man.
I like
Needs a lot.
Look at the seals in this car. For real now, okay? You know that'd be the first thing that would go. But take a look at the seals.
That's a
And that seal over here, hey, before you get under there, you know that pinch well? I bent that a little bit.
rockers are good.
Yes, inner rockers.
It's not bad.
Well,
It just looks terrible on top.
what I was fixing to say, may look not bad from what your vantage point is, but it looks like Mars.
Well, I mean, it's a drag. It can't be a survivor car, but it is what it is.
Look how it sits up.
Yeah, it's neat.
You know,
The
like
bones are there if you're brave.
Man, you know, you think I'm kidding? I'd get it running and drive it, just like it is. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. You know how many people would pull you over? You know what? It takes what? 60 days to erase every bit of this? It took 50 years to make it look like this, right?
So is that the hood that came with it?
That's actually the hood, okay, and it's rusty, and a friend of mine, and it's a friend of yours too, he gave us this hood just for the cause. Oh, and another thing too, I have a complete another front nose for this car, a Trans Am nose. It's right over there on my trailer, it goes with it.
Let's look at it.
Yeah, come on. There you go, there's the other nose right there that goes with the car.
Like it.
That's cool patina.
I don't know if they're remaking these noses or not, but I believe this one's definitely savable. Wasn't all cracked all the pieces, you know.
I don't know, Alex. Maybe the cars. Maybe we do what you're doing the GTO and go ahead and do the mechanics in it and just see.
Yeah.
You know what it doesn't bother me, Thomas, is to me we could do all the mechanicals in that car, but what I like to do even on the patina cars like that is go ahead and make the interior nice.
Yeah.
Put a whole interior kit in it, and then I'm not that worried about the paint, but
tender tushy, I know.
it's rough. It's a neat car though.
Is it neat enough for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm just going to keep messing with it, you know, a little bit at a time.
Is the motor stuck?
Yeah.
It is.
Now let me ask you a question. Would you be interested today in a Nunzi 455 that is service replacement?
I know you incredibly well. I
ready-
know that's going to be an expensive motor.
Ready to bolt in. Come on, can I show it to you?
Yes.
All right.
I actually have a car that in mind that I think the Nunzi motor would be better off than this.
I would take that motor and rebuild it and put it in the other one. Because this one's service replacement, that'll make this car technically correct. You know, the Pontiac guys won't crucify you over an SR motor, Kenny. Okay? But they will have their thoughts about this 1 year early motor. Okay, I'm just telling you.
No, I agree with
See,
that.
I felt comfortable buying.
Let's check out the Nunzi motor.
Look at here. I felt comfortable buying the engine. Buying the car because I knew I had a backup motor no matter what. Okay? And so I felt comfortable with it. Now, right now, you don't have that engine as your, backup engine, but I'd sure like to sell it to you for that.
Let's see.
The one thing that would have to be changed is you're going to put the valve covers on it and put the correct intake on it out there. I would do that. I believe I even have a brand new set of intake gaskets and valve cover gaskets for you. But
I bet you do.
I want you to get down and go all the way down, right down there. Okay, plus you can look at the cuts in the block.
There it is. Service replacement, SR.
Yeah, and come up the top, Danny. You can see that block was never decked though.
Yeah, there's not even a code.
It was never decked. This guy built this engine. He was a friend of Nunzi. They went to high school together. The engine has roller rack.
That's rare to see that, Alex. See the SR code there?
Yeah.
So this car in order to get this, your car had to be under warranty still.
Yeah.
Or you couldn't get it. Or you could buy it over the counter.
That's what Nunzi did. Nunzi bought the heads brand new over the counter, and he bought the block new, everything, and that's a Nunzi crank in there too. Okay, he had his own special crankshafts. Now the engine's not built, radical. Wouldn't be all that bad anyway since it's a 4-speed car. But somewhere I have the cam specs, and it's a little bit better than like a Ram Air 4 cam, like the 068 was. Okay.
Ram Air 5.
Yeah. So it'll have kind of like a nice little to it. And
His motors are crazy fast.
Anyway, this guy put this in a Trans Am, and he was street racing it on his first night out, and he flipped the car. He lost control of it up in New York and flipped it. Pulled the engine, got rid of the car, and drug this. This is a homemade stand that he made just to roll that engine around. You see that?
Yes. I got a better plan for that motor.
You really do?
Yeah. You would agree with it, but I'll hit you up with that one later when I get the car.
Okay. he knows how to talk him out of it. That's what it is. He knows that for sure.
I love your Schwinn collection. That's pretty rad.
Cool. Oh yeah. This is This
Hard to
was,
find.
this was my first kart. Remember I raced karts a long time ago? This is what started me right here. This one, I'd sold it. And when we started doing the TV show, a buddy of mine spotted me and said, "Oh wow, there's Thomas. I got something." And I sold that to him, and then he sold it back to me. Okay, for the same money, which was $50. In 1979, I sold it to him for $50. He sold it back to me for $50.
Wow.
It's so cool because it come back to me, you know.
I think the first car deal I did with you was an '82
Yeah, and you remember what it was?
Shelby.
That's right.
No, I bought the red GT500 Shelby from you. That was an '80. That was later than '82. It had to be '86. Because I was over by Alvarez's shop. That was in the '80s.
Yeah, but we knew each other vaguely because we all used to street race out there on.
Well, and chase everything out of the newspaper.
Well, that too. Well, yeah, every once in a while we did cross paths.
That's right, we did.
Dude,
Especially on the Austin Healey's. I see you got one.
Yeah, somebody strike that dude, man. Get him on. Start talking to him or something.
Is this yours?
No, of course not. Let
Okay.
me have that thing.
Oh,
You recognize these huge carburetors over here?
Yeah, it'd be a 100M.
Yes. All the good stuff.
Overdrive.
Yep. Anyway, back to Trans Am.
Oh, I just got to look at one thing in here.
Yeah,
I had a few of these.
what is it? Oh, this. You want to look at this? Okay, I did the floors. I did the seals in here. I'm not quite through, of course, but I've been slowly messing with it. Look at the doors. You know how these doors never shut right.
Yeah. Well, just put them up in the air hurts and they'll flex.
Yeah, this one here, I built it real strong. Probably over welded things and stuff. I could never find a number on that hood.
It's there.
It might be there somewhere, but I couldn't
You just need
find
to
it.
strip it.
Well, you see,
More.
I did.
Looks like you spent about 10 minutes and gave up.
Well, yeah. I got bored. I got burnt out with it.
Burned out in 10 minutes, so there's still a lot of
Burnt out
paint
in
on
10
there.
minutes, but I can't find it. I've got other tags and numbers that come with this car I've never seen either. I'd have to show you the file on it one day.
So are we, will you take 1,000 back on what we talked about on the phone?
500, can I split it with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Deal.
That's the deal.
All right.
Now, what about this motor here?
We're going to talk about that later. I have the ultimate car for that.
You really
But
don't
I
want to
don't
take
wanna-
it?
I don't wanna put
Okay,
that out.
You don't want to put it with it then?
No.
Okay.
I have the right car for that.
I wouldn't have
motor.
left here without that motor if it was me.
I know it ain't going anywhere.
Okay, no, you know it ain't gonna go nowhere. Now you're interested in the Mustang, correct?
Absolutely. Okay, so we get the hood and we get the nose.
You get everything.
All right,
I
Alex.
wanted you to take this motor with you over here.
I'm going to buy that motor later. I will. I've got the right car for that, but I don't want to put it out there.
Okay, well, I'm you know, I'm gonna sell to you cheap. I mean, what good is it if it ain't in the car running?
What's cheap?
$2,500. The block's worth that, and the heads. I paid $4,000 for a set of heads that are on that motor. Not that motor, the one just like it.
Well, we have 3 sets of them right now.
You got round ports. No, you don't.
Every day, you want to bet?
Do you have round port heads?
How many we got?
Round ports.
3 sets.
No, you don't. What castings are there? I just can't
We've
believe
got
it.
48s, 62s.
There's only 5 sets in the United States. I don't know how you ended up with 3/4 of it.
The guy collected them.
You have round port ram air heads.
Yes.
Round ports.
Yes.
You know there's a difference.
Yes.
Yeah. You do. Will you text me a picture of them?
Yeah.
Wow. God.
We got round
Every time I
ports,
think they got
D-force, we got-
something
We've got all 3 matching air cleaners for the ram air motors. We've got the complete ram air setups that go underneath the hood.
The most valuable ones are the 7F6 casting right on top of it, okay? And then what's that earlier one? 614s. There'll be 614 and 7F6. Let me show you where they're at, okay? This is like right there. Yeah, right across there.
You got a forklift down here, Thomas?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can drive any forklift thing.
Yeah, so can I. I use that all the time. All right, I'll take the motor.
You really want it?
Well, that's cheaper than I thought you were going to say. I know you. If you're going to start here, I wasn't going to take it.
You're giving me exactly what I paid for it.
I'm in.
Hey, how many times? Okay, now you know what? I'm gonna
You
say
don't have to
something.
sell it to me. I already bought it.
I know, but I want to tell you something straight up. This has always been the case. You go to the dentist, you want to buy a car. Okay, that's different. You got to pay some profit. You got to do something like that between me and him. Okay, but if he had a part that I needed, 99% of the time you'd say load it in the back of your truck.
No, just give it to you.
That's right. Okay, free 99 is what he always used to say to me. You know, it's just the way we work.
I still do
And so-
it. I still do it to the guys that are in the industry.
Yeah.
I don't charge you for that stuff.
No, he's cool with that. And you know, it comes back to him, I think. I hope it does, because he sure has been a good person like that.
I think it does. Yep.
You know?
And we contacted Dave Hall, Restore Muscle Car. You know, he does all the Trans Ams and GTOs the other day.
But you're not taking anything out of here. Not a single thing. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. All I really want is my t-shirt.
I brought you 2.
Okay.
I'll go get them. Alrighty then. Everybody wants a t-shirt, even Thomas. So how cool is that? A Noonsie service replacement motor. Noonsie's very well known in the Pontiac world for building extreme high horsepower, reliable motors. I've got the ultimate car for that motor. I don't want everybody to know about it yet, but you'll love where it goes. I'm not bothered with the fact that that's got a 71 HO motor in it because it's extremely rare. The car looks worse on the outside than it actually is. It's solid underneath, and it will get restored. So I'm going to get Thomas's t-shirts, get him paid, and we're going to start fighting getting that thing on the trailer.
Now this works.
Brought you 2 of them.
All right.
One for going to church, and one for going to the Dairy Queen.
Man, we got to advertise a little bit more than a Dairy Queen.
Hi, Thomas, where are we going to go eat again? Burgers and fries?
Hey, look, there's a great place up on 276. They got everything, man. They got chicken fried steak, apple pie, coconut pie, hamburgers, anything you want. Bowl of chili if you could eat one on a day like this. But it's called Burgers and Fries, and it's on Highway 276, just out of Rockwall, on the way back to your place.
Do their fries only come in one size?
No, they got all kinds of fries. They got small fries, they got big fries, they got little bitty fries, they got micro fries, they got any kind of fry that a man could absolutely sit down and fry and eat.
Semi-size with cheddar cheese, jalapenos?
Jalapenos, onions, you know, anything you can want on it. Any kind of cheese you want, you name it, they got it. I'm telling you right now, come on down to Burgers and Fries, boys. We'll hook you up about anything you want to eat down here. If you can stomach it, we can cook it.
Well, unfortunately, Thomas said all the local home cookie places are closed due to COVID, which is a total drag. All right, man, we've been doing business together almost 40 years.
I am so glad. What is our actual? I wonder what our anniversary really is. I really don't know.
I'll have to look back because you know that Shelby, when I bought that from you, I kept the frame on it. And I got a picture of the 2 of us.
You do.
And it's in my office.
You got those parachute pants on.
I had Cavaricci jeans on.
Is that what it was?
Yes, I did. Cavaricci jeans on. And Kim framed it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
So I bet there's a date on it. But that's it for Quinlan, right? 1,400 people ain't a whole lot. Hey, we couldn't find the water tower.
We lost the Smiths. We're down to 12. We done lost too many people now.
All right, we're out of here. Call us on the next one.
Listen,
I want this Japanese car.
When's the last time you seen one with center float bowls off a Shelby?
Is that really what that is?
Yes, run the numbers on the way home.
No
you gotta
way.
take my word for it. When's the last time you seen the center float bowl?
Shelby.
Yeah. Then that's what the number is, right?
Thank you, sir. All right. Well, there's my birthday present.
Yeah. I've had that.
Since you sold me the Shelby in 1986?
I may have got it out of the trunk. No. Seriously, I've had that an awful long time, and it ain't never ended up on nothing. But yeah, run the numbers on it. You'll see what the date is on it. No, I ain't even. You do the numbers. You'll see what it is.
That's awesome. Thanks, Thomas.
Check the numbers on that.
We will.
Yeah. I've seen them as high as 1,500. You know, that one's probably worth thousands.
That means he feels bad because I paid him too much for the Trans Am. Okay, this is Thomas's recommendation, B&F Burgers and Fries. It's just the best food in town. I'll tell you what, if you're really hungry, you got a problem with Quinlan because this is 12 miles from his house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do chicken fried steak, but I want gravy on the side.
What 2 sides would you like?
2 eggs over easy.
Nice.
Hash browns deep fried.
Okay.
Frito pie.
Okay.
And we gotta have the corn dog basket with fries for the table for sure.
Okay. And with your breakfast, you want wheat toast, white toast, or biscuit and gravy?
How about biscuit with grape jelly?
I'll also get the chicken fried steak. 2 sides are pinto beans and mac and cheese.
Rolls, cornbread, jalapeno cornbread?
Cornbread.
Cornbread? Okay.
Outstanding. I need a piece of jalapeno cornbread too, please.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Not for now, but what kind of pies do you have?
I will go get the list and I'll bring it back to you, okay?
Okay.
And we also have hand-spun milkshakes and sundaes and all that.
Outstanding. All right. Jalapeno cornbread with some butter. I'm in for that.
Yes.
What do you got there? A little Frito pie?
Yep, didn't you order it?
I did order it, but that's for the table. I don't know how we're gonna split that up, but you guys can have at it. Outstanding. Look at that. So the jalapeno cornbread is outstanding. Did you try it?
Did not.
Try it. It's really good. You gotta put some butter on it. And this is the way you do hash browns. Deep fried, 2 eggs over easy. There's a biscuit if you guys want to try that. But I gotta cut this up. These gotta be mixed together. It's Thomas's favorite place, so I think he probably knows what he's talking about. He's lived out here in Quinlan for 35 years. Good. Let's see if we can get a perfect bite going right here. That's the ticket right there. A little bit of gravy, eggs over easy, chicken fried steak.
We have Oreo, strawberry cheesecake, key lime, lemon, coconut, peach cobbler, pecan, and cherry cobbler.
Key lime and lemon.
I'm not trying any.
What? Were you watching your figure?
Yes.
You got key lime. Here's a new fork if you'd like to try it. And you got lemon. Graham cracker crust. Oh wow. That is so good. You're missing it here. Really good. All right, Zach, you're up. Like a Lay's potato
This is
chip.
huge. The lemon one is good. I don't know. The key lime is good too.
They're both really good. So that's what you get when you ask a local guy what's their favorite restaurant. It's so far we're at 100%. It is really good. All right, it was good. Actually, it was excellent, wasn't it?
It was.
You like your chicken fried steak?
It is. It was good.
So let's just do a quick rundown here. Chicken fried steak, eggs over easy, hash browns deep fried, gravy on the side, regular biscuit, jalapeno cornbread, Frito pie, lemon pie,
What else?
key lime pie,
We got corn dog.
corn dog basket,
How's it?
and Zach got a club sandwich. Really, Zach?
Yes.
It was really good. B&F Diner in Quinlan, Texas. See you at the shop. So we're gonna get this off the trailer real quick so you guys can see the bottom of the car that actually is solid. Because it has been in Texas most of its life. Parked since 1984. We're gonna get it off, get it in Alex's Bay, let you see the bottom of it. Let's see it again. All right, the moment of truth. There's sway bars here, it's correct. Posi tag. Rear floor's got some rust in it. They're not terrible. Driver's rocker is good. Look at this, Alex. Passenger rocker good.
Yep.
Front floors are good. Look at that. Frame rails are good. Has the transmission been cleaned yet?
No, just cleaned around the number.
What is the number?
Can't read it.
Okay.
Blind.
Front valve's got a little bit in it, but it's not beat up, not bad. All right, this would be a good car to restore. This one rusted from the top down again because somebody put a cover on it. If you're gonna leave your car outside, you're gonna abandon it, don't put a cover on it.
Just sell it to us.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, that's good, Dave.
Yeah.
So we got 72, 455, 4-speed, 373 Posi, AC Trans Am, an extra 71 front enduro bumper, and a 1973 SR code, Noonsy built, 455 race motor. That is a crazy expensive engine. So, and a huge meal at B&F.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good day to be alive, right?
Right.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys. And this just proves we'll buy them in any condition, dead or alive. Please like, tag, share, and follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.